I recently sat down and watched every single Spider-Man series ever, live action and animated.
That must have been a rough experience at points.
The Japanese Spider-Man series, sweet. Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, it looks like they hired some bum to wear a Spider-Man costume and rappel off the
Oh, this is live action.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember hearing
That
this.
must be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Live action Japanese Spider-Man.
Yeah. But no, I mean, some is better.
Because I was going to say, I don't remember a Spider-Man anime. That could be interesting. But
I will say that the 60s one definitely has a lot of cheese and kitsch factor to it, but
so he's climbing up that building again.
yeah. But at the same time, it still has some good things about it, and it does have a theme song. Spider-Man.
Does whatever a Spider-Man.
I mean, everyone, even I heard a 3-year-old when he saw a picture of Spider-Man, and it's like, that was from the 60s, and it's still sticking around.
And people don't know AC/DC. Well, anyway, as you were saying about Spider-Man.
But, not every series is great, but they each have elements to them, kind of tying into what you were saying about X-Men. Each series kind of has something about it that's really interesting. Like, everyone thinks about Spider-Man as Amazing Friends for people who grew up in the 80s, or Spider-Man as Amazing Friends. That was, as short-lived as that was, that had a big enough impact that it made someone decide in the 90s to go, let's make a Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
And the 90s Spider-Man series is still really good, and it still holds a lot of weight to it, a lot like Batman the Animated Series does. But not everything about it is great. Sometimes the ride was really on the iffy side. But what was interesting though was then seeing Unlimited Spider-Man and New Spider-Man Adventures, because both of those had things that were almost even better than the 90s series. But as soon as I bring that up to someone, they're like, "I'm going to rip your throat out."
There is one Spider-Man series, which is a lot of times the way it is for. I've been this way sometimes about Batman stuff.
Yeah.
Like anything that's not like, oh yeah, like hey, have you seen The Brave and the Bold? No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like suddenly you get possessed by a demon, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, what I keep hearing though, it's like, oh, there was the 90s Spider-Man, and then there was Spectacular Spider-Man, the one that was from like 2007.
Was that the CG one that was on MTV?
No, that's New Spider-Man Adventures.
Okay.
Which is actually the one I really love.
Yeah, no, that one was pretty alright actually.
I actually really love that series, and people always look at me like,
It's because it was aired on MTV during a time when that was not a good thing.
well, for me, what was interesting about it is it was a what-if story. It wasn't meant to be this giant canonical thing. It was just this. It was 13 episodes, and it ended with him going, "I'm done being Spider-Man," and he quit, and that was the end of it. And all you would have needed to do is see the first movie, and then everything else kind of tied into it. It was 13 episodes, and it was done by the people who did Reboot. And
I actually didn't know that about it.
Mainframe Entertainment. Now
Totally puts everything into perspective.
Now Rainmaker Studios. They made Beast Wars, Transformers, they made Reboot, and they made Spider-Man the Animated Series. Since then, they've made every Barbie movie.
I'm sure they die a little inside every day.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But no, and it was funny. I loved the 90s series, and Unlimited was interesting because it was in the future. It was kind of this futuristic thing. And, I keep bringing up the CG one because people are really dissing on the Ultimate Spider-Man series that started 3 weeks ago. People were really down on it. And I don't know, I wasn't as down on it because it's a little oh, they're playing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little on the kiddie side, a little on the silly side, kind of cutaway, heavy, and kind of talking fourth wall breaking. But what I keep telling people is, maybe it's not the one for you, but at the same time, there are elements about it that really work. It's basically Spider-Man, the Brave and the Bold. So it has that same kind of style as that. So it's not as dark as, say, the 90s series or Unlimited, and it's not as kind of mature as the new Spider-Man one. But actually, the new Spider-Man one has my favorite design of Mary Jane ever. So that kind of goth Mary Jane kind of look just resonates more with me than some of the other Mary Jane looks over the years.
Goth Mary Jane.
Well, she's not goth. She's just MTV in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Mary Jane. Like, she kind of had that, I'm still a girl, but I can handle myself, so I'm not just the damsel in distress sort of. She was more of a, yeah, okay, you can push me around, Peter, but I'm going to push back and I'm going to try to pry everything out of you I can because I can.
As all girlfriends are.
But that was kind of an interesting take, not just, save me! It was more akin to what we see nowadays with Mary Jane, so, which is what I really like with her character now.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah.
But no, it's really funny though when you get people talking about certain things, and nostalgia can be a very violent factor.
Oh